Hello, hello. How's everybody doing? Happy Thursday. This is Ashley, and I am here again to make another fun little video for you all. And I thought today I would actually do a video that kind of killed two birds with one stone. I got a request today because I do so many experiments myself with, liquids and breast milk and, other samples. So someone had said, well, why don't you pee on a stick today? So I thought I would do that. So I don't know. I'm about 7 DPO. And for those of you who are new to this, that means 7 days past ovulation. So today I have two things I want to go over. And I have my little tablet with me here. And I want to show you my new community forum that I have just launched actually onto peeonastickfreak.com. So I'm going to go over that with you. And I just wanted to show you because it's really neat, and we have some raffles and contests going on to win some really cool prizes. And so with that being said, I also wanted to just go ahead and dip my little test strip here. So I'll do that and then we'll go over this. And so I thought that would be kind of fun. So for those of you who are new to the whole test strip game, this is a test strip. This is inside of most cassette test and midstream test. It just doesn't have the fancy packaging. Usually this will be inside. So whenever, say like it's covered and you have the little packaging around it or the container, and you either have the wick where you can dip it or put it inside your midstream, or the midstream test where you can put it inside your urine stream, or you collect a sample in a cup and put the drops in the well. Travels across, and one line's going to indicate just the control line, which is going to react with just about any liquid, including water. That's going to indicate a negative pregnancy test. Whereas if two lines appear, no matter how faint, that's going to indicate a positive pregnancy test, as long as it has color and it shows up within the allotted time frame. I do have to say this. I do have a group on Facebook. It's called We Are the Peonistic Freaks. And it's a trying to conceive forum and informational support group. And the term evaporation line gets thrown out like nobody's business. Anytime anybody sees a line, like say we have ladies in there that post a test and they just say the line is faint, they're going to say, well, say the original poster states that, well, I snapped this pic within 2 minutes, or I snapped it within 5 minutes, which is within the allotted time frame on most manufacturers, according to the instructions. A lot of people will say, well, that looks like an evaporation line. Okay, let me go over the true definition of what an evaporation line is. An evaporation line kind of speaks for itself, and I actually have an article on this. It's called The Truth About Evaporation Lines, and it goes over so many different lines that you might see on a test, and as to whether or not they are considered to be a true positive, which most are not. But a true evaporation line is it only occurs on a test that is dry. And it only occurs as the evaporation actually dries off of the test. It evaporates, like the urine will evaporate off the test, and sometimes it can make the antibody strip appear a bit more visible. And most of the time they're colorless or even kind of grayish looking. Not to say that they can't have color, because actually I've had quite a few tests that have had pink evaporation lines. So with that being said, because the chemicals, there are assay rapid results. So what that means is, say on the test manufacturer's instructions, it specifies do not read a test past, 10 minutes. And 20 minutes, 25, 30 minutes roll around, and then all of a sudden you start to see a pink line appear. That shouldn't be considered or interpreted as a positive result. Because the chemicals on the antibody strip that react, the reagents that react with the dye, or even the urine that passes across it, the chemicals can change. That can also change the color of the line on the test. doesn't mean that you're pregnant. It simply means that the chemicals have changed. And yes, they can turn to a pink color or a blue color. Blue dye tests, I highly recommend you stay away from those because they are notorious for dye runs and false positives, because sometimes the dye can run into the test line. Doesn't mean that you're pregnant, just simply means that it's a false positive, and not to be misconstrued with an evaporation line. But with a pink dye test, they're 10 times more reliable, but you have to read them within the allotted time frame. And you have to read the instructions, and you have to make sure you follow the instructions very carefully. So please, ladies, stop throwing out the word evaporation as if any line that appears that may not be dark enough, may not be pink enough, is automatically an evaporation line. They do not appear on a wet test. And it is impossible for a test, an evaporation line, to appear on a test that is still wet. So I just wanted to go over that with you real quick because it drives me insane. So that is the true definition. Please feel free to look up the term evaporation line. Google it. But I also have an article that is well written, has many examples for those of you that, are unaware, and maybe, it can help you out in some way. Okay, so with that being said, what I'm going to go ahead and do is, now that I've gone over all that and you know how this works, same way, works the same way essentially as any other pregnancy test would, I'm going to go ahead and dip this for, I like to do it for about 5 to 10 seconds, but really until I see the dye coming up. And then I'll take it out. And there we go. And put that there. Okay. And what I'd like to do is go ahead and go over our new community forums, which we've just launched recently on POASF.com. I'm super excited about that. And I just wanted to show you real quick. And I have my tablet here. So I'm going to tap on this and I'm going to show you how to access it and exactly what to do. Because some of you have had some questions. And we're actually also in the process of launching a charting software that is actually in the works. Okay, so when you go on here, what you're going to do is you're going to scroll down just like this. And right here, it's going to say check out our forums. Right up above, I'm already logged in. But right up above, you're going to have an option to log in or to register. If you scroll down, you're going to see the calendar and all that good stuff. And then the RSS feed, recent comments. And then here we have the ovulation calculator. I've even developed a due date calculator for those of you who are expecting, so you can fill that out. But what you're going to do is you're just simply going to register and log in. And once you've done that and you've actually become a member, you can upload an avatar pic and all that good stuff. And so then you go down here. And we have charting questions, contest, which we're actually, like I said, we're the first 100 members that join. We're doing a raffle. We're giving away free home pregnancy test, ovulation test, and even some can also receive a free psychic reading because we actually have our very own psychic. So it's really cool. And you can get like a trying to conceive reading. She does fertility reading. So it's really awesome. I've actually had one myself, and there's many members that actually have one. Has in our group, our Facebook group that have because we do contests in there as well. We are the Pianistic Freaks. So if you have a Facebook, feel free to join. We have many members that are actually active on both, and they've won some readings. She does random readings as well inside there. And so it's really cool. So with that being said, we have general trying to conceive, a place where you can introduce yourselves, miscellaneous topics where you can talk about pretty much anything, within reason, as long as it's not offensive or bashing, because we don't tolerate, bashing other members or calling other members names or anything like that, or, any racial slurs. But you can talk about, like, say, your favorite shows, or, you went to the store and you found a really cool outfit or anything like that, your hobbies, what you do for a living. You can vent about so-and-so and such did this, it really aggravated me, so on and so forth. Just miscellaneous things that are not trying to conceive related. Then we have the parenting corner. So for those of you who have kids, that's a place where you can feel free to post pics of your kiddos, what you did on Easter, Christmas, what you did yesterday, plans you have for this weekend, questions you may have about car seat safety, just, things like that, anything. Or, even those that have recently had babies, you can post things and ask questions, my son spit up, or maybe he's being really gassy. Anybody had any experience with this? Is there something I can do? Just something, things along that nature. We also have the pregnancy forum for those of you who've recently become pregnant. So you can announce your pregnancies. You can post sonogram pictures, ultrasounds. You can ask questions, pregnancy-related questions. It's a place where you can feel free to post things of that nature. Then obviously, because I do tons of experiments, we have the pregnancy test, ovulation test, experimental ideas. So if you have any really good ideas, aside from being able to email them to, because I get several emails a day, and aside from doing that or hitting me up on Facebook or, Instagram, Twitter, you can also come here and post your ideas here. And I'm going to see them because I check this every single day. So it's a really neat place where, you can post your ideas and say if you've conducted an experiment, because I actually got an email today about an experiment that someone had conducted and they told me the results of it. And I thought, well, that's really cool. But that's a place also where you can post your ideas or your experiments. And I may just want to conduct the same experiment. And then we have our Secret Sister group, which again, being a secret sock buddy is kind of like being a pen pal, except instead of, sending letters, you send little care packages for support. It's kind of tailored around those who are in the journey trying to have a baby, and you send little trinkets and scents and, candles, snacks, and ultimately we ask that you also send a pair of socks there, just so when you're at, say if you have an exam or you go to a doctor's office, well, that's usually the only thing you can wear is a pair of socks. So, it just kind of shows that the person is thinking about you and it's tailored around support. And then we have trying to conceive, number one, your first child, or number two or more, being in your 40s, your 30s, your 20s. Then we have this place for our psychic readings, so you can schedule free, paid readings. And then, of course, those with autoimmune disorders or PCOS, tubal reversal, etc. So it's just a really neat thing that we have here, and I just kind of wanted to show you really quick how that works. So you just kind of click on it, you sign in, you click on it, and you can post. So I'm going to click on charting questions, for example. So for those of you who actually chart your basal body temperature, cervical fluid, cervical position, and you have questions about how to do things, you can post your questions right here. And again, these are new, so I really highly encourage you to sign up. We have actually over 800 members on the website already. And I just really want to encourage everybody to sign up and post and become active, because that's what it's there for. I'm really excited. The first 100 people that post and sign their name, I actually created a thread, and that is actually inside of the contest thread. You're automatically going to be entered into the raffle. So here we go, contest. Whenever we're holding a contest, this is the thread you go in. And this is me right here. And what you're going to do is you're going to sign your name here to be entered into our very first raffle. It's for the first 100 people. So I've also sent out an announcement. We actually just integrated really cool messaging software too. So you can actually message the other members, private messages and stuff like that. You can message me, you can message the admins and moderators and whatnot. So this is basically the criteria. The first 100 members to sign your name here will automatically be entered into our raffle to win a prize. And you have the opportunity to win free home pregnancy tests, ovulation tests, FSH tests, which are follicle stimulating hormone tests, or even if you're trying to conceive psychic reading. And the rules for participation, of course, you have to sign your name and number your post. So example, so if you see 5 people ahead of you and your name is Ann Smith, you would put Ann Smith and number 5 or number 6 or whatever. And you need to become an active member by posting daily and commenting on other users' posts with useful advice, basically. So even though you may sign your name, if I look through the threads and I don't see you posting and I don't see that you're active, you're basically not going to be qualified for this. So you have to be active. So you have to be posting daily. You have to be commenting on other members' posts daily as well. And you need to refer your friends to become active members. So once you've done that, you have a higher chance of your odds become a whole lot higher. So share and spread the word. Anyways, check us out, www.pianostickfreak.com. Definitely sign up, check us out, like us on Facebook, Piano Stick Freaks, follow us on Instagram, Piano Stick Freaks, and follow us on Twitter, Piano Stick FRK. This is my test, and I do believe it's negative, but just wanted to do that because I had a request for it, so kind of figured that. Anyways, this is Ashley signing off. And thank you again for watching this video. If you've enjoyed it, give this video a like and subscribe to our channel. That would help us out a great deal, and we'll continue to make these informational videos and fun videos for you all. Again, please sign up and become active on our forums because I am super excited about it. Thank you so much. Y'all have a wonderful evening. Bye.